I'm Wade Millward, and today I'm catching up with CRN Senior Editor Kyle Alspach on CRN In-Depth, where we cover a big story happening now with the reporter who covered the news. Kyle, today we're talking about the faulty CrowdStrike update that downed millions of Windows machines. Let's take a step back. Tell me what we know.
So the latest information, pertains to how exactly this, issue was able to start. As we did know that there was an update for security reasons. CrowdStrike had pushed this update pertaining to some cyber threats that were out there. Bug in one of their systems that was, caused this, outage situation to happen where, the blue screen of death that everyone's aware of. And so we still don't know why this bug was in there, but we do know that, it was, someone didn't press a wrong button or anything like that. Like, this was intentional. It just, there was a bug in the system. They still haven't said how that bug got there, if there was like a person responsible for this or anything like that.
Yeah, and I know this is a fast-moving situation. Tell me right now, what do we need to hear from CrowdStrike? What questions do you still have? What's next?
Well, I think the other thing CrowdStrike did say is that they have made it so, people in the future, customers in the future are going to be able to, opt out of, these automatic updates if they don't want them, if they want to spend more time testing. They're saying they're going to give customers more control over, whether these updates are just getting pushed out automatically. And so, that's the other thing is they are saying that they want to prevent this from happening in the future through, that and through other mechanisms. So, so that's been a focus for them. As everyone knows, Delta has had just an insane number of flight cancellations. And so I'm sure that CrowdStrike and, investors in CrowdStrike would prefer that there weren't continued to be headlines about flight delays 6 days after this whole situation began.
I'll throw you a curveball too. Do you feel so bold as to, can we give a grade to CrowdStrike's response? Anything that you think they should be doing differently? Talk to me about that.
Well, I think that it's a little bit hard to tell because we still don't know, where the responsibility lays. It does seem that CrowdStrike is, taking responsibility for it. They're not blaming it on some other part of the, the system. They're not, they haven't said specifically that they think Windows should have been more resilient, although that is something that I have, heard mentioned by people, and so I think that that's what we don't know yet. It's hard to kind of grade them just because we don't know yet whether or not there was something that they actually specifically did wrong. Obviously something went wrong, but we still don't really know who to pin it on per se. It could just be a programming developer error. I think that's probably what a lot of people have thought. Is this distinct from other types of software updates or software development changes, or is this just, can you just chalk this up to mistakes are going to happen in software, which people are very aware of the fact that there's bugs in code. So if this is just a bug in code, I guess the big question is, why hadn't something like this happened earlier if this was just a routine mistake to be made? So I think, I think there are still quite a lot of things left to be, revealed about this.
And Kyle, what are you starting to hear from partners?
One major thing that I've been, hearing from partners is just that there is now going to be a lot of scrutiny about these automatic updates. And, when it comes to security, automatic updates are crucial in terms of being able to defend, people's devices and IT environments from hackers, because hackers are constantly changing up what they're doing, their tactics. So I have heard, partners saying, they are a bit concerned that now customers are just going to want to turn off automatic updates so that they, reduce the risk of this happening again, but then they might be opening themselves up to other risks if they're not keeping their tools updated against the latest hacker tactics. So I think that's something that partners are they're going to play a key role going forward in terms of, maybe talking their customers down from just, turning everything off. because there are reasons why security tools are frequently updated automatically like this.
Yeah, and in security, it's a lot of give and take, right? You got to keep a balance, but luckily, people have their channel partners as their trusted advisors to try to guide them through this unprecedented situation, right?
Exactly. Yeah. No, I'm sure that customers have been seeing, learning if they didn't realize already why they have, MSPs and security experts who they can consult with.
Yeah, for sure. I've heard from channel partners, it just really shows how not in control we are, right? With technology, we're very much at the mercy of vendors and making sure that they do things correctly if that's where this kind of starts to turn. Well, that'll do it for this episode of In Depth. Kyle, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
And to read more about impacts to the channel, be sure to read CRN.com.